Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of A Sloppy Girl's Guide to Being Pretty. If you don't already know, my name is Ash Lemire, and today I'm going to be talking about the new foundation that I use to cover up redness and rosacea on my complexion. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my older routine, which I have a video. It's kind of shitty, but if you want to check it out, it does work, but it's just overcomplicated and ridiculous. But anyway, I used to use a mixture of Fit Me. I think Maybelline does that. I don't really remember. And a mixture of Fit Me and Too Faced's Born This Way. And for a while that was working for me, but I did notice that the Born This Way foundation, first of all, the Fit Me foundation is a little pink. And if you have red skin, you know that it is hard to find a foundation that is not pink toned. So I would mix it in with my Born This Way foundation, which was also rather pink, and get this kind of nice color. But then not 10 minutes later, my face would be orange. Sorry about all the shadows, the light is changing. My face would be orange from oxidization, and I could never, ever battle that. It just kept coming, and I could never get over it, and I didn't want to look like a orange-faced person. So anyway, I went back on the hunt to find a better foundation, and I ended up picking up Tarte's Amazonian Clay foundation in the color of Fair Sand. And it's been a revelation. It truly, truly has. So I was a little hesitant because I heard that the Amazonian Clay foundation can be drying sometimes, but I found that as long as I'm moisturizing, I don't have too much of an issue with it. So I just wanted to go ahead and show you how that foundation applies, how the color matches my skin. As you can see, it matches really well, but in my tutorial, you'll see the difference between my actual complexion and my complexion with the foundation on. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm doing here is grabbing my dampened beauty blender that's kind of dirty and my foundation. And then I'm going to squeeze a little more than a pea-sized, I guess, onto my hand. And I'm just going to dot that all over my face, focusing on the spots where I want the most coverage. Then I always grab like whatever's left over and just put it in random spots just for extra coverage, and I don't want to waste any of this beautiful product. Then I'm going to take my beauty blender and bounce it firmly on my face and blend that foundation in. And as you can see, the coverage is wonderful, and it just blends right in with my natural skin tone, and it covers up all of that redness that I hate. Whenever I do my makeup, I'm always so excited to see how flawless my skin looks after I blend my foundation, and that's one of my favorite parts. So I'm just working on the other side now. So as you can see, excuse me, still trying to get over this cold. As you can see, the coverage is really, really good. My face, it doesn't really show on the camera as well as I'd like it to. But my face is very red. I get a lot of redness in my cheeks and on my chin, and even those dry spots where my lips were peeling from when I had my cold really bad. Even those are very covered. I could probably do some concealer here, but covered up really good. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my makeup, and I'll be right back. Okay. So I went ahead and finished my makeup, and God, I'm sorry for all this throat clearing. This cold has really run amok on me. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the foundation that I'm using. So Tarte's Amazonian Clay foundation is a full coverage foundation. As you can tell, I don't even know who that is. Anyway, as you could tell during my tutorial, I only used a little bit, and it went a long way. And I was using a wet beauty blender to blend that in, which always picks up excess. Why do I have such a problem with that word? Ooh, excess product. So it thins it out quite a bit, and that little bit that I put on my hand was able to cover my whole face. And as you can see, I'm going to lean in here, get a little personal. As you can see, the coverage is pretty wonderful. There is barely any redness. I missed some spots on my ear as I was blending, so you can see how red my ear is compared to how porcelain beautiful my skin looks with this foundation. Your natural complexion peeks through just the tiniest bit, but it covers enough to make you look pretty consistent. I didn't do any contouring because I really wanted to let this foundation speak for itself. As far as the longevity goes, this says that it's a 12-hour makeup, and I can attest to that. In my normal life, I'm a nurse, so I'm running around all day doing all this crazy stuff and sweating my ass off. And at the end of the day, when I get home and take my makeup off, I can only see some separating and flaking on my nose, which is normal because I have a flaky nose. So after 10 hours, my shifts are usually 10 hours. After 10 hours of wear and tear, this makeup really holds its own. And as far as price point goes, this is a pricier makeup. It's $40, but it lasts. Like, I think I just bought a new one, so this one that one lasted me like 6 months. You know, like 6 months. It was really good. And even like at the end, like there was still a lot in there. If I had one of those weird scraper things that you see, I probably could have got another week out of that. But if it is out of your price range, I know that L'Oreal Infallible makes another foundation that is comparable, like a dupe to this one, but I still found it to be a little too pink for my taste. I could be just being obsessive and, you know, not wanting to give up on this really good foundation to save some cash. But I think it's worth it, honestly. And I don't use like a lot of all this stuff that most people use during their makeup routines. I moisturize, I put on a primer, and I put on my makeup, and then that's it. I don't set it with setting spray anymore. I don't use any powders because I've not had to with this foundation because it lasts so long and works so well on my face. So I hope that if you're having issues with redness and finding a foundation that covers it and works well with your skin, I hope you'll try this and let me know how it works out for you, because I've found it to be a lifesaver. It's really wonderful. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. And if you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. Come back and see me. I'll catch you guys next time.